All right, folks. We got some molten magma. We're going to do the old-fashioned table-topper curler.
I remember learning this. What? With Lino back in the 90s. And now everyone knows how to curl it up.
Look at that,
There
folks.
we go. A wonderful little curl.
It's really sturdy.
Welcome to the gathering
how
point.
solid it is. We can just
Heckless.
send that guy right
Whoa.
to there, and it's rock solid.
What?
Is that really rock solid?
Well, it kind of is.
That's rock solid. We checked.
Checked.
Welcome to the
Didn't even
gathering
break.
point. You thought we weren't starting at 6, but we surprised you, and here we are.
Live we are.
And we are ready to go with a great show for you guys because we know we have lots of new viewers today. Why do we know that? Because this young lady over there made a post at an outdoor show with this guy and those guys, and suddenly people from around the world are watching.
We're going to start with a nice classic pumpkin. Keep it real simple, and I believe this will be a giveaway. This is our yearly pumpkin super special harvest-themed gathering point show, folks. So welcome one, welcome all.
How many people have been here before? I know we have in the chat. Tell us where you're from. Throw it in the chat where you're from. We are located in Dearborn, Michigan, the home of Henry Ford. That's the best way to say it.
That's right, we got Chris.
What's happening?
We got Oliver back here. Myself. My name is Jose.
Jose.
Jose?
And here comes the bubble being introduced. We've just added a really cool extra ability to this color pattern, this tech. This will be a smaller, nice, simple pumpkin to start here, but this color tech has been improved since last night.
Last night?
Yep,
Last night.
it's
Is
true.
this some type of natural sand element?
That is a sand element. Chris and I were in here watching the Red Wings game, blowing glass.
It was actually pretty nice. It made it not feel like we were busting out pumpkins.
We were just enjoying ourselves.
It
is
was
what
nice,
we were doing.
and they crushed them 4-0.
Yep. it's
Sorry,
true.
Columbus. And they were calling our number one line the Wolverine line.
Hey,
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that not everyone's local, so they don't know that what you're talking about.
Well, if you guys aren't local, you should probably research the Detroit Red Wings because they're pretty sweet.
12 ribs on this one because the color pattern looks best in this manner.
How many bumps does a pumpkin have? It's kind of like how many licks to a lollipop?
If you're talking about one of those ones that's got all the warts on, I think it'd have hundreds of bumps.
Can we
Yeah.
put it in the chat? How many bumps are on a good-sized pumpkin?
How you can measure the age of a tree by the amount of rings it has?
Is that the same thing with pumpkin bumps?
That's what I'm wondering.
No, you can actually measure the sweetness of the pumpkin by the amount of warts it has.
The sweetness?
Hello?
Wait,
I thought
like
those-
if you
I
eat
thought
it?
those warts had like some type of weird
Stop.
like fungus in them.
No, it's sweet juices. Pumpkin juices. Yeah. Taking up close at that. I was forcing it around a little bit because I didn't even take a heat after putting that beautiful iridescent gold on the ribs. And when you blow it out, there's no gold. It's all just bright orange in between the ribs. And then right on the ribs, there's this very fine grain, almost crystalline. I'm going to need one more little heat. Iridescent gold sugar. And we're gonna start to sculpt the bottom of it. We're gonna get a stem on it after that. And folks, this is just the beginning. We've got 3 tables of one and done pumpkins for tonight available for the people.
For the
Any requirements to
people!
core?
Negative. What?
2 million views on that post.
We just hit 2 million right now?
Sam was going to call me.
Ba, 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 bang.
Ow!
I don't know, you guys. I mean, personally, we have fun when something goes viral. I don't know about you, but that's kind of cool for a small business. You know, we're like under 12 employees, mom and pop shop here in Dearborn, Michigan. What the heck? Why not have something go and spread worldwide?
We've been here 20 years and we've been growing. We are a small business, but we're a powerful business. We've been streaming now for quite a while. We do have a gimbalizer that's going to get set up at some point during the show if it can be troubleshot, folks. We're all about robots here in the glass shop.
Hey, the video quality is just totally fine.
That's kind of a joke because everything we do is made with our hands, folks. And right now I'm going to go to iridize this pumpkin. So watch the color change on the ribs. And we're going to get a really nice, with this new camera, we're going to get a great up-close shot of the stem process here.
You don't have to come and burn my
this.
camera. I can zoom in.
Wow.
Dropping.
Here we go.
All right, so you guys want to see up close?
Boom!
Get ready. Guy over there in the blue shirt, his name's Chris. He's going to be dropping the stem.
Look at how it really accentuates the ribs, having that texture on there with that purple iridescence.
You guys are both like, take a picture of me. Take a picture of me.
That's us,
I don't know
man.
what
We're
you're
the
talking
glass
about.
guys.
Want.
Hold
Oh,
on. Watch what I'm doing right here, Michelle. Do you see the way this is wrapping around?
you know, the first pumpkin we talked about is going to be a giveaway.
This is going to be in someone's home.
So you know what that means?
Both
We got to do a little contest.
Oh, he's working it.
Let me stretch this hole out.
Yeah. Folks, sometimes you got to have fun with it. So it looks like, just by the way I'm heating up the tip of this, I can tell without knowing, without having seen Chris apply the gold, there's a gold coating on this stem. So a little extra flame like this, and it's magnifying, it's iridizing that outer core, that outer flavor.
Oliver,
Now-
come on in.
We got a beautiful pumpkin.
All right, we're going to have a little contest right now.
Incredible.
Who wants to win
He
this?
said, okay.
Put it in the chat if you want to win this as a giveaway. We have a little contest you can play. Why
don't
don't you
wanna
stand
win this.
next to
Let's
Chris?
tell them about the giveaway.
Well, this is a new one just for today because it's our special
stand
pumpkin
here.
show. Between these two guys, Bess is going to monitor the first answer that comes through correctly. How many years of glass blowing experience? Take Jake, add his years to Chris, add his years.
Got the finger.
How many years between the two of them? Bess knows the answer. All right, she can't see any comments, so we'll come back to that. But put it in the chat. We can scroll back later and look and see.
We might even sense them telepathically. So send
There's
them
going to
us,
be
folks.
3 giveaways tonight, folks. This is the first one.
Second one's right here.
Whoa! A lot of
come
cash.
Just teasing.
No, we're going to have 3 giveaways. It's going to be incredible. And we're
Okay,
gonna get
let's
into the
go
rest of
over to the
show.
table or start on the next piece.
Let's start another one.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Or do we want to go over the table? And
By the time
Do
you
one
guys
more
go over
piece.
the table,
Do
I
one more
might have
piece.
a gather
All right, Chris is going to do one more and get warmed up here. Then we're going to go over the
Go ahead.
multiple different styles of signature pumpkins that the Glass Academy offers. We've got 3 tables of 25 pumpkins each available for purchase tonight. They go live at 6:30, correct?
No, they're live right now.
Okay, they're live right now, and you can go buy them on the Glass Academy website.
And I think
we're going to go through the multiple styles of signatures that we offer. The Van Gogh, we might make a cane pumpkin, we might make a couple other types of pumpkins, depending on the situation. And it's going to be incredible. So join us, folks. And if you got questions, put them in the chat. We're on YouTube and Facebook right now, and we're on all of the social media.
yeah.
And that's
all right.
the deal.
So here comes Chris. He is in the furnace. He's going to dip into some color. He doesn't have much choices. We've got some empty bins here. So if you guys have a choice of color you'd like to see on the pumpkin, let us know. because we can make all sorts of different colors. We have a line we call the fantasy pumpkins, and those are like purples and blues. We always start out with traditionals. People know traditionals, and that would be orange. And Facebook's asking me if I just logged in. So I don't know what to do, Facebook, with you.
Well, this one's got a deep amber iridescent.
Am I still hooked up?
Amber on the base. And I'm going to sugar it up with some orange.
Because you just closed the app, so you're definitely not hooked
So
up.
we're
Okay.
just going for
Hang
some
on a
sugars.
second. It got logged out.
It's all right. Should I go for it?
No, you should wait a second if you can. Damn. 60 people on the website. Okay, not sure what happened. Facebook like popped up and canceled me out. So, all right, Chris, you were saying.
I was saying I got a deep, beautiful amber with a little bit of iridescence, and I'm going to go into the mold and I'm going to sugar it up with the orange.
Okay,
It would have been
remember.
great if on our blink I would have just showed you guys an amazing pumpkin done and been like, bum, ba, da, bum.
Remember, there are some new customers tonight that don't know what shug means.
Well, the shugs are some really beautiful, high temperature, hard to melt colors that we encase on the outside of the pumpkin body, and it looks super cool, and it barely melts in, and it looks like sugar. So it's really candy-like and really gorgeous and has a great thing. So watch this, Michelle. I'm going in on this one right here. See if you can get them in on this. Watch.
I'd like you to stop telling me how to film. Would be fantastic. So dipping in the sugar. And next, we got to make it big.
Below.
All right, Oliver's on the other end of the pipe, and Chris
going.
guides him to what
Whoa.
he needs. This is an Italian
Good.
style of glass blowing. And that's how you
Bit.
get the squasher ones.
So this is all about like timing and gravity, you guys. When I grab a little bit of the clear glass to stamp the GA stamp on the bottom, which is one of our signature things of all of our pumpkins, everything, really all of our products, we put a GA stamp on it.
More color on this stem.
Yeah, some orange would be nice. Transparent. Watch this, you guys. Push that in. Now I'm gonna put the stamp on it. Little torch action here softens the surface of the glass, and I can go in and just get our signature stamp on the bottom. That's how you know it comes from the Glass Academy. So Oliver just gathered up a core, a beautiful core gather. I was looking for the shears, but that's all right. And this is actually a recycled glass, a beautiful
Yes.
light aqua glass, recycled glass with orange on the surface. It's gonna be a
Aqua?
real bling blinger,
Oh, yeah.
real candy-like.
It's a gorgeous day in the shop here, folks. You don't see Chris wearing pants often. That's how you know it's getting into fall weather. It's cooling down a little bit.
It was cold, trust me.
Watch how he knocks this off with a pipe. It doesn't take much. One quick tap. And that's just having a beautiful bubble, shaped up, lined up correct. Here comes Oliver, stem connoisseur,
Here he comes,
with a nice hot stem.
biting his lip and everything. He's ready.
Watch how this gets applied. It's got to stick hot. The whole body has to be the perfect temperature, which it is. Look at that. He's going to
Wrap
take it
town,
and
bring
wrap
it to
it
wrap town.
all the way around
Good.
beautifully. The little excess, but that's better than not having enough. And Chris folds it down. Now you got to watch as the one shaping it up. You got to watch the loop there, and you got to watch where the tip goes. Very aware of how the tip's right there tucked into the body of the pumpkin. Now that's cooling down, you can start to see that little light blue shade
I love it.
on there.
I love it when it comes around and just gives some extra love to the surface. And I don't know how you cut it that way, Allie, but it's perfect. Look at the line.
Right in there.
Happy little accidents.
I mean, you meant to tell everybody it's perfect. Give it some love with the big torch. Bring that reduction out.
Yeah. Beautiful piece. Lines it up a little bit more. Perfect.
That one right there is golden. That's tight.
Glowing through the furnace.
This guy tucked it from back.
To the box before it explodes.
I don't know
because,
what number that one is, but someone's going to get a good one.
Yes,
It's
let's
not
go to the
giveaway.
table.
So I'd
right.
say let's go to the table now, you guys.
All right, we're going to the table, folks, through the shop, through our interview area for here in a bit.
Okay, we
down
got
into the gauntlet,
lots of
and into
people
the gallery.
watching from other countries. So welcome to the Glass Academy. We're located in Dearborn, Michigan. Best way to remember that is the home of Henry Ford. That's where we are. There's great museums, all kinds of stuff here. If you're watching, it's because we have our this is like our biggest show, not really, but kind of one of our biggest shows of the year. And what we do is we put our pumpkins out for all our customers who cannot come and shop locally. Now, this last weekend, we had a great show, and we showed everyone all the pumpkins, but these we set aside specifically for tonight. And these, if you go to the website, we're having some tech issues, but the website is glassacademy.com. And if you go on there, you can purchase these. You look for the Gathering Point page, and if you see a number, that pumpkin is available. So, for example, check out this beautiful Van Gogh. This takes 6 different colors to make these swirls in there. And these are spectacular. We're well known for the Van Gogh.
It's an all-around classic right there.
Pink,
Perfect stem.
green, purple. There's one that looks like the earth. How about this one? This is like a really nice,
black
like,
and white.
yeah. So we did our best in the descriptions. Like this one said black stem, black and white stem. So zoom in on the picture if you're not sure, and you can tell a little bit more about the pumpkin.
They're all numbered, folks. This one here
It's
is numbered
sold.
as well, but it's sold, so actually.
Yep,
Sorry,
if the number is
folks.
facing upwards, they are available for purchase.
And that's how you know, folks. It's an online world. They're on our website. You can get them shipped. You can pick them up locally. We ship a lot of glass every single week. And here's our signature display. Every year we make a signature pumpkin, and we've got a give back portion of it. We're going to talk about that during the show. Our brand new pins debuted. And we're going to go ahead and get back into the action,
Yeah,
folks.
let's see what they've got going here. I was
Back into
hoping
the
there'd be some
studio.
hot glass right on the pipe.
Well, good thing
Oliver,
we're here.
Oliver's going to show us the pipes.
I was actually planning
okay,
on
you
talking
jump.
about pumpkins a little bit right here at this super cool station.
We need to plug glass.
Well, then we're not going to talk or draw anything or do any special content for the, pumpkin show of the year. We'll just get right back into making a traditional classic orange pumpkin. Huh? We just want to have everything organized, folks, and we want to make what's on the table, which is a Van Gogh pumpkin, folks. The first time. Typically, we sell tickets for this show because we don't want to give away all our secrets, but I'm going to just go ahead and do it a little bit behind the scenes and not show you all the colors I go into as I'm gathering up this Super Van Gogh special. We're going to do a purple and green one, Oliver.
If I see any colored secrets coming out, I'll block the camera like this.
Perfect.
Dude, you need to...
We got multiple different colors. Like Michelle said, you're going to do 6 different colors at least. And what I'm going to do, what we don't have is any multi-colored Van Goghs. They're all got one specific style of Van Gogh color pattern. Oh,
What are you doing?
I guess that's going to be a part of the piece. A little bit of the hot shop cement.
Does that mess it up, do you think, or what are you thinking?
Not at all. It's going to be amazing.
All right, he's got some super hot glass. The glass has been cooking all day long. Later on, we'll show you the crucible that it cooks in. But this right here is clear glass only. It's bright orange only because it's so hot.
Yeah, like I was saying, this is going to be two-tone Van Gogh. So it's going to be for sale. It's the first one of the year that we use multiple different colors in it. And it's going to be a pretty involved process. We're not going small, folks. So I'm going to spend a little moment at the color table here.
He's not going to tell you the secret ingredients, but this is a special little holding tank for powders and frits. This is what our furnace looks like. It is no secret that it does not have to be beautiful.
White.
It just needs to house hot glass so that it can be shaped. All right, Oliver's the assistant today. He's going to gather some colors up,
Or one.
pull what Jake needs.
Look at how hot and juicy this gather is. It's moving all over the place. I got to kind of wrangle it, you know. You got to kind of show it who's boss. But not too much energy because, or not too much bossedness because then the glass kind of gets a little bit timid. You got to be gentle with the glass and you got to kind of show it the way and lead it the way and work it while it's really hot and molten.
Okay, so let's get this straight. You did the mystery powders underneath. Now these feel like they're a little granule.
There's a large variance in grain size, it's true, and I'm going to do multiple layers. I'm going to hustle over there for a couple seconds and get a couple extra schmacked.
So the reason the powders stay over there is they can vent under that hood right there. Look at that giant monster. That vents out any gases or powder smells, anything like that from the furnace. And that gives you an idea of our equipment. We are a local company. This is not a public access studio. It is a small studio. We blow glass here. We sell our products. We teach classes, and we have an event space.
And usually, for the sake of this video, folks, we're showing you every individual step. We want you guys to be a part of the process along the way here. If we were in our studio, we were making these for our gallery, we would chop it up between multiple benches and multiple glass blowers. A production line style of blowing glass where we're all doing it together as a team and putting our little extra action in each individual step. So then maybe for the sake of the video, I'll just work on the color application and then I'll pass it off to Chris and Chris can work on, well, I'll do the vortexual, unless you want to do that.
Maybe I'll vortex it up, blow it in the mold, and hand it to you, and then I'll turn the pipe.
All right, we'll hop back and forth with it.
I like it. We got it figured out now, folks. Jake's gonna be gathering up no more glass. He's superheating it. He's gonna get it real hot, add the last couple touches, and hand it over to me. And I'm gonna use the tweezers on it, and I'm gonna give it the Van Gogh pretty much signature twist.
Super swirl.
Which is
There's no tweezers there.
the reasoning behind our Van Gogh, everybody, is it's Van Gogh Starry Night, and we go for those super twists and all those beautiful opaque and iridescent colors, just like the Starry Night picture. And we're not making a Van Gogh product, we're making a Van Gogh color pattern. And we do that on a lot of different products of ours.
I'm getting it a little bit under control. We don't want it completely superfied. But I'm going to hand it to Chris with a lot of heat here. This is coming out of the 2,500 degree reheating chamber. We say burr because it's the opposite of cold.
If you hit the glass with your tweezers too much, your tweezers will actually twist, and they'll melt into the glass, so you have to cool them off because you don't want them to stick to the glass. Woo! It's a nice looking color pattern, Jake.
Yeah, it's got the 25 different ones.
I'm loving it.
While Chris goes for reheat, I can show you guys again. This one's sold off the table, but this is an all green. We're looking for, this is going to be purple and green. It's
the one that you're
super
making.
fantasy, the one we're making. But you see those swirls. Each individual twist Chris does with his wrist is going to put a serious vortexual situation upon this pump.
And a lot of people were asking earlier in the chat, what are the pricings? That was number 12. If you go to the website, glassacademy.com, and look up the Gathering Point page, that's on the first collection. And you can find out the pricing.
And so we got a nice team with us here tonight. We got Oliver on the show with us. We're going to be blowing up some larger pumpkins. So you'll see the teamwork it takes. There's a lot of prep, color prep right now, a lot of preheating, and it's all going to build up to the moment that the pumpkin is blown. And then all three of us are going to be a part of it. Potentially a fourth will have to jump in and man the doors for us. It depends on how large we get with this pumpkin, but glassblowing is all about teamwork, you guys. You may have seen it in any one of our videos we've ever done. There's not hardly any videos that you've got solo work going on. We work as a team always.
Yeah, Jake was talking about how large it can get.
Yeah.
This is the biggest optical mold we have.
It's a jumbo.
And an optical mold doesn't make a pumpkin. It just makes the optics in the surface of the glass. So he's cranking a few details in here. Not very many spots for him.
It's looking pretty good.
I'm telling you. Oh, there's a spot.
Found one.
Right on the bottom.
I see.
You could squeeze like 13 more spirals in that thing.
13 spirals.
This could go into this big mold, you guys. It could go into it.
Yeah, thanks. Oliver was just asking if we wanted a big block. There's multiple ways now. The glass is 2,000 degrees. It's probably a little less. It's probably like 1,800 right now. And every time Chris touched it with the tweezers, the same with me, a lot of heat came out of that spot that was touched with the tweezers. And so, right now is the long reheat to build the heat back up in the core. And there's two ways that we can take this crazy looking radical blob and squish it all back together. We can roll it on the Marver table.
Tell him about it.
We can roll it on the table here, which this is an inch thick. This is gonna take a ton of heat out of the glass, and we wanna work the glass as hot as we can. So maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe it's good to get it situated. We also have what we call a block. And a block over here is a great alternative to using the table because you get it really hot. It's all cherry wood. You ride it on the cherry wood, and it rides on a layer of steam. It boils the water within the block there and rides on a layer of steam. What's the terminology for that again, Oliver?
Steamage.
Steamage, yeah, that's a really good word for it.
Steamage?
It rides on a thin layer of like a pillow of steam.
I thought maybe I'm mixing it up with someone else. They had the actual term, and maybe those people that are watching here tonight on the YT and the FB could remind us that term. It's the same terminology as a piece of water dribbling around your cast iron skillet and not sticking to it or evaporating.
Like when it dances?
But just dancing around, exactly. It's that same physics type scenario.
I know what you're talking about, Jake. You're going to have to give me 72 hours for my brain to unravel that one.
Heard. Let's put a pin in that one.
I'll get back to you on Friday.
Do you think, like, when you're old and gray, your kids are going to watch this and go, what was FBYT?
The FB and the YT, it's going to be M and X and W.
No.
It's true. So Chris was starting a bubble back there, and I'm going to finish it right now, but this is the expansion of the beginning of the deal. Do you want to hit the mold, or you want to pump it up?
Well, I was going to hit the mold, Margaret, super flash it, and then give it to you, and then you'd be controlling and shaping, and I just help you turn it. Just
This
because
is
of
where-
the size of the piece. And you think we should go 12,
Just because Chris has
32,
so much
20?
more muscle mass.
I say we go 32 on this one. What do you think?
32er?
Yeah,
It is my favorite mold.
I know.
All right. That sounds great.
I mean, this isn't a sold piece, right?
Oh.
We can do whatever we want.
It's true, this piece is for sale. That first one's going to be given away. This one is for the people. And Chris is holding it the opposite way of the camera, but this is the way that the bubble will expand into the glass. He did that. It's really hard to see with an opaque color, but it is a hollow bubble now, and he did that by blowing air into the pipe and covering it with his thumb and letting his breath expand into the piece. He's really shaping it up just like that, getting it ready to go into the mold. And this is a real testament of a glassblower's ability to manage the glass, especially at a larger scale like this. The hotter you can get the glass and go into the mold, the more ribs you're going to get, the better optic impression.
So you're saying if I went in there and it was as hot, not quite as hot as I could get it, and I came out of the mold, I could only possibly have 2 ribs on it?
Yeah.
Because just like, wouldn't work.
Yeah, they all just melt away and you got 2 ribs and it looks more like a Frisbee.
These are like cake molds. You know how like now if you watch the Food Network channel, they have like all these like patterns, make a brick pattern and all of that. Glass is kind of the same thing. You can't touch it. It's nice and hot, but you can use different tools to shape it and form it and blow it. We've got a series of tools while he's reheating. I'll show you here at the bench. These are the diamond shears because they have a diamond pattern that Jake just closed. There's the diamond. Then we got tweezers, jacks, 2 different styles of jacks. One's longer than the other. This is when the pumpkin's a big guy. You're going to want to use the long pair. Back at it, he's using the long pair, just like I mentioned. So because this piece is bigger, the teamwork is great. Because Oliver's inflating the pumpkin. Chris and Jake are watching the temperature of the pumpkin. Because if you blow it up too fast, you blow it too thin.
We'll start pulling a little bit.
It's got this little nipple at the end, which is fine. They want to make sure there's a decent amount of glass on the bottom of it.
Turn a little faster.
And then the air hose cools down the neck, which is awesome.
You get heat on it or no?
I think we're good. Just keep going. Puff it up real good now. Keep blowing. I'm pulling out, Dad.
So this one's going to be pretty big. Right now it's a volleyball size. I don't know how big they're going to go. Stem's going to be ginormous on this. Good. Pumpkins are fun. They're not super difficult to do.
Oh, we're good. After this one, we will.
But the cool part is, as an artist, it's the creative colors. It's the patterns. It's the designs that you put in the glass. Each one is unique and special. So for us, the Van Gogh is really cool because every one of them
big squasher.
Are different.
I like it.
Go for it.
We've had a couple people distracted by this wooden wall that has magically appeared and are asking why it has magically appeared.
Distracted by the wall? They can't look past the wall?
So some of our newer customers don't understand, or our older customers don't understand why we have the wall there. It's kind of to keep your eyes from passing. It's to keep your eyes really focused on the action at the bench. So we have these movable walls in the studio that we push around. And it was just to keep our eyes focused on the show a little bit more and not so much on the shop. The shop is big. I'm going to give you a little tour. It's 14,000 square feet. There's a lot of stuff around here. Furnaces are over there. Here comes Chris with the bit for the bottom.
So we got it pumped up really nice here. It's a little bit hot, so give me 1 sec.
Torch is pretty cool. It's this really refined hot torch, and it allows you to spot heat certain areas. So that is how we sign our pieces. And then we have to set up, Chris is setting up the knockoff station a certain way so that the stem can still go on straight.
So I'll bring it over and show you guys one time right over here. You're not seeing the true colors. You can't see the purple yet. You can't see the green hardly yet because it's still like 1400 degrees. So we're going to take 1 or 2 more heats as Chris shapes up the stem. We'll do the reduction on the next one. But just like when you guys saw in that first 2 pumpkins we made, when we iridized the very top of it, the stem, we've got to do the same thing with the body here. So Oliver's going to turn off the oxygen in the hole. It's going to be a fluffier flame. You might hear the sound change, but you can see some flames licking out the side of the hole here. And this is going to give it the bling bling on the outside. All the golds I added to it, the purple even has a little bit. It's going to make this pumpkin shine. There's that metallic action. Beautiful. And here we go. So that came off perfect. Oliver's ready with the puffer. When you make a bigger stem like this, you gotta cool down the core of the stem. Beautiful.
Wow, look at that teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, we do have a question that we ask every night during the show. And this week's question was, how many curls make the perfect pumpkin? And this one's got maybe 7 or 8. Hard to tell from where I'm standing. Do you like your curls going down the pumpkin?
Beautiful.
Or do you like your curls wrapped around the top? This one, it's a little tricky to see them right now with the color pattern.
So this brings out the iridescence in the stem, you guys. The magic. Woo! That is a beaut.
Into the box. I don't know if we've even talked about this box over here. This is how all the pizzas are cooled down. We've filled it up today. We've been blowing glass since 8 a.m. this morning. It's mid-season. We've got a lot of orders to do. The box is almost full, but we have a second one over there on for the show as well. But it's looking pretty good.
That baby was in there. We squeezed her in there real good.
Perfect.
All right,
Yeah.
girls are getting the table set up, and so what I was thinking is you could do maybe a lantern mix. Not give away all our secrets, but lanterns are on this next selection.
I do like it. Lanterns are the pimp.
Yeah, we can talk about lanterns here and showcase that a little bit.
We'll get this warmed up for you.
Thank you.
Perps. Doing a core? My mic's not on. Core of any kind or no?
Just
Loading up info, learning up.
Thanks. Isn't that sweet? My mic? I wasn't talking.
That was just mine. Darn. Sorry, everyone. I was chatting you up and my mic wasn't on. All right, these are the choices of colors they have. And this spots are super
Colors
cool.
ready
They're
to
like
go.
a gold brown color. This next piece is going to be a lantern. And like Jake says, I'm not going to go give away his secrets, but we will show you what we mean by lantern. Can you?
Lanterns are super cool, Pumpkin, and we actually upgraded this year. We found some beautiful fairy lights that go incredibly when you put inside the pumpkin, battery-operated fairy lights. And every year we're growing and we're learning. And I told a couple of the VIPs who got little heads up about the show, our monthly members. I told them that this is the nicest set of pumpkins we've had, I think, since I've been home since COVID. We really pumped up the styles. We pumped up the intention behind the products. And this year, the lanterns have turned out incredible. And I've also realized in the beginning, I kind of thought that if they were completely transparent, you saw the lights in there, kind of like those new modern chandeliers that are like pretty much have the bulb just exposed. They're called like the Edison chandelier or something.
Yeah, like they're old-fashioned light bulbs made modern.
Exactly. I kind of thought it might look cheesy if you saw those lights on the inside, but in the end, I made some opaque ones, I made some transparent ones, and look at that.
Right here.
Yeah!
Can you tell us lit up real well?
Oh, yeah. Turn it over so they can see what we're talking about, where the lights go. Ta-da!
Beautiful.
There's a hole in the pumpkin, dear Liza. Dear Liza.
In general, the pumpkins look a lot nicer if you can do them in a transparent sense. So this first one we're doing here is going to be a deep, beautiful purple, one of our most popular colors, and then we put an iridescent dark gold that has a purplish sheen to it on top of that as well.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the pumpkin Sam took a picture of lit up and posted. Super cool. I love the curl. So that's a white curl with an orange gold over it. And like Jake said, rolling on the Marver table is how he shapes it. He added the spots, and this one is a transparent. And the
So I got a bubble in there now, and I'm going to shape it up to fit into the mold. Depending on which mold I'm going into, sometimes you don't need to shape it, sometimes you do. But you can see how hot this thing's moving right now. It's completely molten, and I want to wrangle it, but not for too long. The longer I'm wrangling it, the cooler it's getting on the table. So it's like just a couple rolls, get it lined up, and we're going to go right into that.
So
Situation.
I feel like I should get a lasso for you.
A lasso?
Like a wrangler, like woohoo!
The glass wrangler. No, I think Bess was actually nominated as head wrangler about a couple shows ago, because she was taking care of everything. And she's taking care of it right now, folks. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, she's got 3 computers open. She's doing the dance. Big shout out to tech support. And we got some office elves and packing elves in the studio that are helping today, swapping out the display. It's rare that we have this many products on a show. This is a special show. We set aside our favorites as we made them throughout the season for pumpkins, so that when we had the show, our VIPs could have the centerpiece pumpkins of their dreams. Many of them are big pumpkins because they are more centerpiece pumpkins than they are mantle pumpkins.
Good.
So the mantle styles, you can get those on our website. They're smaller sizes.
Hello?
But we did some sparkles, some lanterns, some really cool, larger pumpkins for this show.
Really all the specialty ones. When you go to put in such an extra amount of time in a color pattern, a certain style, it's super intentional. We want to pump it up and showcase that a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the
You can
setter
see that
downer.
purple coming through a little bit now.
Purple's
That's
coming
good.
through. This is that, it's upside down right now, folks. This is that squatty moment with the last dying little inches of heat that allows, when it's sitting upright, it's got this indent, this curve on the top of it, right where the stem goes. Makes it really natural. Not that these are actually natural pumpkins, but
Well,
they're
we
all
do.
natural.
Yeah, we do have a line called the Fantasy Pumpkins.
Are they organic?
Well, no, because they were purples and blues, like colors that people traditionally wouldn't use.
Ah.
All right, so this right here is heating up the glass. And what he's going to do is make a hole in the bottom
I will.
so that the pumpkin you can put
Well.
those tea lights in there. And I'm going to skip past that part,
Beautiful.
and I'm going to show you the hole. There's the hole. So just like if we're opening a mug or something like that, he's got to do some trimming next.
Trimmage.
Cribbage? Tribbage?
Rivet.
Ribbit? All right, if you guys haven't told us in the chat where you're from, drop it in the chat. And who wants to know the answer to the question?
Will you watch this
The
dangler,
giveaway,
Oliver?
we're going to go back and scroll
Yes.
through. If you were the first person who said 45 years of experience, you would have won. So stay tuned. We're going to scroll back in the comments, figure out who that was. We'll direct message you. Then you got to send us your information to get your prize. So 45 years. We guess that Jake has a good 10 years of glass blowing on him. Started when he was quite young.
You cap it, Dad.
And Chris has more. He is 35.
There's our beautiful ending on the bottom, and we're able to keep the beautiful shape of the pumpkin without flattening it up too much. So it's still got that. You can't even tell that it's a lantern.
No, you can't.
After all that action.
So another thing we do is we do put the items that we make on the show, we put them on our website during the show. So some people like to purchase the one they saw on the show because you can go back on YouTube and see what number the show was and purchase that one. So after the piece is completely finished and put away in the box, we'll be able to get that up for you. If anyone's interested, if you're not, that's okay too.
Looks like Oliver went for a little purple on the core to kind of tie in, which will be nice. When the light goes through that pumpkin, you'll see that purple core in the stem.
Want to
Another
give
thing
you
to
a little
notice-
match, Chief?
Huh?
Do you want a gold stem or a gold brown?
Let's just do gold brown on just the tip of it.
I think that's gonna look real nice.
Tie into the body.
Okay.
The other thing you notice about these pumpkins and how you can tell if they're a lantern when they're sitting on the table is that they got the GA stamp on the side of the piece.
I'm seeing a lot of different countries come in that we don't normally see. We've got Philippines, Mexico,
You
a
see
lot
the
of
difference in
Australia,
color between all that
Greece,
purple and blue over
Ireland.
top of it.
Greece, Ireland. You guys hear all those countries that Bess just listed off? We got a lot of people watching the show here tonight. You could tell from over there, you could see right there next to Bess, or next to Michelle, you see all those different flags lined up on the wall.
I love looking at them every day.
That's our viewership, folks, and it seems like tonight it's pumped up a little bit, which is pretty darn cool for the pumpkin show.
Scotland.
Scotland, ooh, I was just there. Yeah. That's super cool.
Now it's looking pretty purple, so that also tells us that it's a lot cooler. Glass has to be attached when it's hot.
Nice.
Now, I'm telling you, they make it look really easy. My job in pumpkin production has been a hot minute.
Whoa there.
I
There we go.
mess up on these things, but it takes
Beautiful.
a minute to remember how to do it. So this was tonight's question. How many curls do you like on your pumpkin? This one has maybe 8, and he's doing a tight wrap on it.
I love them together like that.
He likes the tight wrap. My favorites are the long curls that go down the side of it. So that's what I'm saying. Everyone's got a different favorite. How they like the stems.
Boom.
You have their mics off again.
Coming in with the flame.
Oh, my mic's on. A little extra iridescence, and now Oliver only put gold on the very tip so that at this point when it starts coming down, there's no more iridescence and it becomes clear and purple there. It's a beautiful fade. And that's just a nice classic pumpkin.
What have we been calling that in the shop? The Darth Vader?
Yeah, the Darth Vader. With the purple, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
Woo. There we go.
All right. The camera's been handed to me, folks. We're going to get back into the action in 1 second, but I think we got table number 2 set up, so I'm going to take you over and around through the tech area. A little display of the shop again. This is our show number 237, folks. Beautifully set up by Robin, our shipping queen over there. There she is, holding it down, looking at those pumpkins. Amy, let's get a wave over there. There we go. Amy in the front office doing all the back end work, doing an amazing job, super cool. And then you got the head wrangler, Bess, figuring it out tonight. We always have some sort of tech situation because we're artists, folks, and that's the deal. We're not here for the tech, we're here for the artwork, and we appreciate you guys sticking with us throughout it. I want to come back over here in a minute and we'll draw up the next pumpkin potentially. I'm going to take you into the gallery once again, and let's take a look at these pumpkins over here. Maybe someone could hand a couple of these for me, or if not, I'll just hold it down. The trick with these is that these are mixed in lanterns, and I know number 41 here. Robin, show some of these off. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's that opaque purple.
Ooh, the lights on.
We call that our super sparkle bling bling glass. Look at that.
How's it?
Oh my gosh, I love that ring. This is the one right here, folks. This is quite similar to the one that we've done a very recent nice viral post on. That's another lantern. And it's a beautiful. Nope, just the crow, just the sparkle sparkle.
Beautiful color on that blue.
Beautiful color. This one, how many of you guys in the chat remember? As Fen Blue. This is the only way we can get this beautiful color stem. It almost looks neon green. Is from having a green, or it was actually a yellow core with this blue on top. That's a really rare color and a super cool shape. My favorite, the Frisbee Super Squash. Down the line. This one somehow, one of our new hires who's setting up displays in here in the gallery. And Robin is turning this guy. Look at the difference in color on this gold body. It glows. And imagine this is like your centerpiece pumpkin. If you get like 5 different pumpkins, or you slowly build your collection, you start with something like number 40 here, low squasher with the beautiful gold curly stem, and then you move up to have a centerpiece one that's lit like this and get that filled around. That one is different. What would you call that color? Something.
Once I'm speechless.
So, you know what I would like to do next? It's this one. Would that work for you?
Yeah, those are pretty, yeah, sure.
Well, maybe they're basic to you, but to me, this is like the bling. The ribs having the color, I think, are amazing. And then this one, the curl wraps around. Will you show them one where the curl goes down it?
Sure.
Okay, because that's our question tonight.
All right.
I'll take this over as the sample.
Sounds good.
All right, Oliver had asked me what you wanted, so he's already got you set up for success.
Beautiful. Here's Oliver chopping up the color pattern. This is a very important way that he lays out this color here, and it's actually super pristine. It gets reset between each pumpkin you do. It's a beautiful, almost like a, I would say, we say a powder pretty much here. But if it's not laid out proportionate, it sticks to the roller from time to time, then you're going to get an unproportionate amount of color lined up on the piece.
When we make these during the day, this is the biggest thing that reminds me that I might have OCD.
Yeah.
This is
Just lining it up.
yeah.
Chris, you want to go for this one, or am I doing it?
I'm not sure what it is, but you can go for it.
All right. Well, then I'll hand the camera off, and I'm going to grab a pipe. We're going to get after it. There's the camera. Okay, here we go. That's nice. Really nice.
All right, so Oliver got the color set up. This
Regular.
is a powder. It's a metallic gold, and if I show it to you like this, does not look like cooking class. It looks like corn flour or something put on the table, but it's not. So here's all the color. And we can layer it. I don't know. You can put in the chat what color you'd like to see. We can make custom orders as we roll along. But it's pretty fun. One of the things about us in the studio owning it, we can create. We don't have like a work order and have to make certain colors or styles. We can change what we're doing every time we work. So if today we work with some purples and greens and we really like the way that they're turning out and we think our customers will like them, then we use purple and green. If today feels like an orange day, we do orange.
This is my favorite orange. We've got like 6 different oranges that we use, and you can layer them in many different ways. I'm going to be layering this one not just so it's all one body color. I'm going to be adding a couple different layers of another color on top. And there's a million ways that colors will react with each other and have different combinations. They don't just blend together. And that pumpkin I was talking about on the table over there, the way that green was coated up in a transparent blue. It's not, I did say it was yellow with blue over it. Sometimes that does look green, but there's certain colors, especially oranges, that won't actually even mix like that at all. They kind of blend together, they'll have chemical reactions, and they'll turn out to be something completely different. So when we have a wall of color that big, you really got to pay attention. You got to learn the different size frits, the different size grains, the different ways that they're going to react with each other. That takes time. The trick with this color tech, and I'm not sure how many of you guys are out there are glass blowers or watching us and enjoying and learning, but sometimes it's nice to do a little how-to action and just to kind of walk through the thoughts in my brain and potentially Oliver's brain when he's whipping up a stem. When I'm prepping up a bubble for this type of color pattern, it's so important, more important than any other pumpkin, I'd say, to have it as symmetrical as possible, because when you hit the mold and you blow into it, and it expands into a beautiful, we're going to probably do a 24 rib one here.
So this guy is what?
Yes.
12?
That's 12, yep.
Okay. So there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
If we're shooting for getting that gold on there perfectly symmetrical and the ribs are off center a little bit, it'll so easily stick and creep up the side of one of them. And when you get a pumpkin that's unintentionally, it looks like you went for a color pattern, but it kind of slops onto the side of it. Sometimes there's a beauty in that, but oftentimes...
So it sounds like what you're saying is don't try this at home.
Right. Precisely.
Hey, if you guys aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we'd super appreciate if you do it. As a small business, that is how we grow our followship. Doesn't
Our
cost
fellowship.
you. It doesn't cost you
Kinda like a
anything to
fellowship.
subscribe. All you have to do is hit the like button. I watched a farm podcast today. It was amazing. They taught me so much stuff. I totally subscribed to what they were doing. Woo-wee. So you can see that it still had bumps in it. So when he went over it, it only picked up the gold on those bumps. So see there?
Let's do it.
So lovely.
Let's pump it up.
Like a tire on your car or the basketball deflated in your backyard.
Stop.
They're going to pump it up.
Blow light. Beautiful. Now you can notice I'm starting to turn faster here. You got to have control of what's going on, but I'm trying to discify it.
You're going for a squatty boy?
Yeah, that's right. Right to the discification station. Blow light. Beautiful. That is the shape. And as
So-
I'm able to turn slower, you guys will start to see those ribs.
I was going to say he can't really turn slower because even though the pumpkin has some orange in it, it's super hot. There we go. There we go.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite shape, folks. That's just like the one we were talking about on the table over there. Low and squatty. You got to have the glass super hot. It takes a lot of technique to make that happen. It is a shelf filler, I've been told.
A
Go to
shelf
put that
filler?
on the shelf, and it's wide.
Oh, I
It's
see.
not
what you're
like
saying.
any gordita that's super tall and curly. But you can start to see with that beautiful LED from the camera a little bit of the kind of a spotification that we got going on from the layering of multiple oranges on this piece. If I can remember, after I knock this one off, I'll dunk, this is called moil, what's left over. I'll dunk that moil in water so that I can cool it down, and you guys will see the bright orange in that instant for one moment before it reheats itself.
So usually this is the stage of glass making where we transfer it to another
for-
rod so that the top can be opened up. Pumpkins are different because you just break it off the pipe. The sharp
yeah,
edge
something
gets
like
the
that.
stem over it.
Understood.
We were talking about, we got 6 different molds over there on the floor for stems, and based on the amount of ribs on the pumpkin, based on the color, based on the size of the pumpkin, there's very specific guidelines for what we want to use what mold for. So I was just talking with Oliver, and we're going to go for the far right mold to get a really nice matching 20 rib situation. Here we go, folks. This is the moment.
Help in confirming who was the first person to guess your combined years of experience correctly.
Nice. So do we have a winner, are you saying?
We have a winner.
And do you know this person?
Yeah, we know this person very well. It is Carrie.
That's what I like to see.
Who?
Carrie.
Oh, Carrie guessed it. That's hilarious.
No way.
She said
Well-
it is her first ever win on the show.
It is her first win. Remember, do it a long one. Long one, not a wraparound. Oh, Carrie, congratulations. Carrie said she's played our contest since the beginning of time. She's like, how come I never win? And we showed her it's the wheel of names. We do this like thing where you put it in your computer and we spin it. And we're not picking the names. You enter the contest, even if you give us like a weird answer, doesn't matter. We throw it in there, spin the wheel. You can only win every 6 months. Keep it fair for everyone.
That's super cool.
And
Congrats,
since
Carrie.
Carrie's been watching for 3 years with no wins until tonight.
That's my favorite pumpkin so far on the show. There's a little brightness of that orange. Little bit, still not glowing 100%. Classic gold stem. That was a beautiful stem, Oliver.
I'm happy. I'm real happy with that stem.
That one's going into the
All right.
box.
Let me get
That's
it there.
incredible. I'm gonna grab the door. You got it?
I got it.
And with the zoom on the
Safe
camera,
and
I don't
sound.
even have to walk all the way over there.
Pretty darn cool. Woo! That was a nice
Go.
one, dude.
Good job, man.
You see the collaboration, we can get to that point, you can knock the piece off of the pipe, and Oliver can either not be ready on the timing, or I wasn't paying attention, or my piece has a little crack that needs to be covered up and the stem's too small, or vice versa, and Oliver brings over something that's not gonna go on there. The timing's super important, and one of the most beautiful things about making pumpkins is the collaboration aspect. When we're in the shop, we're running, and we got the 4 of us, we got 2 different benches going, and you don't even really need to talk much. You just kind of get in the zone and start wrapping it and just
Absolutely.
doing it, and it's pretty darn cool.
I will say that I like super depend on you doing everything the same way because I listen for the sound cues. Like I
Right
know
back
that
at
when
ya.
I hear your pipe hit the cullet bucket over there, I need to be on my way.
That's go time.
Like I listen for the the glory hole when the reduction kicks in. Like,
And I wait for you to open that. When I hear him open up the furnace door, that means I should start the reduction process because he's going for his first heat.
Yeah, we're going to have to do ASMR if you're talking about all these sounds. They're pretty like the paddle hitting the bench or the tool on the bench.
Absolutely. There's so much that I'm listening
Oh,
for
my
to
mic
know
was
my
on.
cues.
Sorry, you guys just
Super
heard me
cool.
sneeze.
Okay, we did a lantern and the line from the table. Let's do we'll walk through the table once more before they change out to the next collection.
Yeah, we can do that. Sounds good.
So we are a small business. We don't do typically a big sales show like this. The only reason it's happening tonight is because we had our big pumpkin fest. And we set aside some of our absolute favorites to show you what incredible work that they do. If the numbers flip down, that one is sold. But this one is a lantern. This would be amazing. There's the whole, oh, and did I tell you lights come with it? Number 50, 35. Descriptions are on the website. This guy, why is he still here? That one's a lantern. Number 43 on the website. And if you're concerned about shipping, because some people are, so I just wanted to mention that. Check this out. Yes, we ship. Made in USA. We got all the bubble wrap. We double box your item in big outside cardboard, inside wish shred, special little note cards inside of it saying original works of art. So they also make great gifts. All right, back to the action. The next collection piece is going to be which one?
This is going to be a really cool, really involved pumpkin. We're going to put a lot of time and effort into this one. And it's going to be a cane pumpkin, folks. The first and only one of the year. We didn't have time building up to this show, our pumpkin show this weekend in-house, our virtual show now, to get any out on the floor. We haven't sold a single cane pumpkin. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen one, if you're new to the show or not, but we're going to do that right now. And pulling candy cane is something that's absolutely ridiculous in glassblowing. Pulling a piece of color and twisting it the entire length of the shop, chopping it down, and then using it for various different purposes.
Oh, look.
Let's go take a look.
Behind the wooden wall.
You can take a look at our ink supply back here.
Hiding over here in a box.
This is one of our selections of canes that we're going to, soon enough, we're getting into the holiday season, we're going to start bending into candy cane. Oliver just picked out a selection of 6 of my favorite color. They're a peach-colored, beautiful candy cane. I think they go really well with a beautiful orange pumpkin. So we're going to do multiple oranges on the pumpkin. We're going to do a cane on the outside. Oliver's never done this with us before, so we're going to kind of walk him through it. You guys are going to see the process as it happens.
All right, these are long strips of glass. If you like our show so far, stay tuned for other shows in the future. We're going to show you how this cane is made. Get the camera to focus. It's having a hard time there. But these are all, like, we live in Ann Arbor, so blue and yellow are the colors of U of M football. Green and white is a classic. These ones do really well as candy canes. The green and red. But we also make all sorts of different colors for projects we have in the studio. And so if you like this, we do our live show every Tuesday night, or you can scroll back through YouTube and see other shows that we've done.
Here's our beautiful peach color. Now, it looks a little more orange due to the lighting right now. I promise you it's got a little more of a peach tone to it. What I'm going to do here is, this is the mold we're going to be using, our jumbo mold. We're not necessarily going to fill the entire mold, but we need to have enough room in the mold once the cane gets laid in there for our glass to get down to the bottom of the mold and pick up all those individual pieces of cane. So, if I go like this, the glass is sharp on the end. This is an aluminum mold, so it's able to stick to the side just like that and stick out there. I know we're not going to be filling up the mold, so in this specific moment, anything that's extra is going to be wasted cane. And so I either got to decide, but then if I chop it too low and it doesn't wrap over the part that's connected to the pipe, then I'm going to have cane stopping halfway up the pumpkin. So at what point do you decide I'm going to use the whole cane and have a little sacrificial cane? Or do I
treachery.
chop off maybe a little bit? I'm not going to use this mold because I was just saying it's a little tough to get all the way down into the bottom. It's a little tight, a little slim. This one's a lot wider. It's going to give me a little room to work with. So what I am going to do is I'll chop off maybe about an inch of each, because although I'd rather be safe than sorry, I also know that somebody in our meditation hands-on globe class, we teach a lot of hands-on classes here in Dearborn, Michigan, is going to absolutely love this peach color in their globe.
So how are you preheating the cane?
We're going to use our fluffer torch. And that's a great point. Oliver hasn't done this before, but he will be taking the torch and not even really blasting it with the trigger. He's just going to be turning up the dial on the side so that it's a light flame. Because
Do you want him to drag it over, or you want to do the glass over there? What do you think's best?
I think we could probably use our nice big bench torch, I would say. You turn that up real high and be gentle with it.
There's plenty of heat on that guy, that's for sure.
There's plenty of heat. We got a brand new torch over here. Super cool, glistening handle for making really cool work. So that's what we're going to use. But the key with glass blowing is that if you heat something up too fast or you cool it down too fast, it's going to crack. If it's thick, it's going to explode. And these canes, if we were to take our torch and just absolutely blast one of the canes right in the middle, it would explode and just pop out of my hand. I don't want to waste a cane to show you guys that. You just have to take my word. But I'll start the demonstration of slowly heating them up here once I get them laid in. This is another ASMR situation. If people could hear the little tink tink of laying them down in there.
This is one of those things like paper folding. You don't want to get one wrong move.
No, if I let one fall, it's happened before. Remember I think it was last year or maybe the year before, we went to do one of these, and either I kicked the mold or someone sat a little too close to it or something, and we were all ready to drop into the mold, and then 3 of the canes just fell together in the middle. It was like, nah.
So you're saying you're not perfect?
That's right. And they were all hot. You can't just go in there and fix them with your hands. So we're going to pull this over. I'm going to light it up. Now, we don't want this little baby tiny skinny flame. I'm going to pump it up so it's not hotter. It's just fluffier. This is a new torch, folks. We've actually had this bigger torch for a while, but it's new to the fact that our other torch had an issue, so we kind of pumped it out and all of a sudden kind of fell in love with it. It's pretty darn sweet.
It's a really nice torch.
It's super nice. A little tinking. I can hear a little bit of tinking going on.
So what does that mean when it tinks?
Tinking means that I was heating it a little bit too hot at first, so it was starting to crack the tops of those, and we don't want the tops to get cracked. So Chris is going to slowly build up the heat in that. I'm going to gather up a little bit of clear glass here and begin to layer multiple oranges on top of it. We're going to be encasing it, so I'm going to be gathering clear up on top of that as well.
Now, Jake, you got that in a pretty big mold. So, on a scale of golf ball to Pluto, how big of a pumpkin are you thinking?
What a beautiful scale. You know,
Golf
I'd have
ball
to,
to
go with
what?
Golf
Pluto?
ball to Pluto.
I was like, did I hear that
That's
right?
a standard scale for size.
That's a pretty big range, Oliver.
Bigger than the whole studio, like a giant piece of bubble gum. All right, behind that tree over there is Jake.
If everybody and our amazing viewers that have watched our show a million times and the staff here, including Oliver who asked the question, if you guys could all take a look at the size of this pipe and make an educated guess, folks. On a scale of golf ball to Pluto, how big is this pumpkin going to be?
I would love to hear the answer that people come
Me
up
too. We're
with.
going to have to read some of those.
So we could do apricot, tennis ball, volleyball, cantaloupe,
human
basketball. Name round things.
head, cabbage.
Oh, cabbage would be a good one. Not Napa, but
Does
regular.
anybody not like cabbage out there?
I love cabbage.
Huh? Yeah.
It's very
I like
versatile.
cabbage, right?
Absolutely.
It is like
You can
in
do a lot of
kimchi.
things with it.
and it's super healthy.
Stuffed cabbages, Michelle loves them.
I've got
Stuffed
one
cabbage is
vote
the
for
best.
Pluto, one vote for Mars. Volleyball sized, soccer ball sized.
Man.
Okay. Now, are we
Sports
talking
analogy.
regulation volleyball or are we talking amateur volleyball?
They're
'Cause there are
different?
like 5 different sizes, right? Volleyball player?
Not as different as basketballs.
Okay.
There's like kid size volleyball and regular volleyball.
Well, then there's
Pretty
2 different
sure
options.
that comment specified 2022 regulation women's league for the
Pretty much.
Olympics.
For
Yep.
the win.
That's right.
Somebody else commented a cauliflower,
Oh, that's a good round
Cauliflower,
thing.
like
a lettuce
Cauliflower.
head,
Yeah.
a pumpkin-sized pumpkin,
probably the
a
most
watermelon, watermelon-sized
I
pumpkin.
believe it's pronounced watermelon.
My bad, my bad. A bowling ball,
Oh, I forgot about bowling balls. That's a good size too.
specifically a size 5 soccer ball.
Size 5.
There you go.
That's very specific.
Well, now that we have you guys all distracted, what number coat is this that I just put on?
6.
6?
No, I think it's 5.
I think it's 8.
That's 18.
18, yeah, probably. Well, I guess why would I be putting so many coats on, folks? And if you joined us from that viral video the other day where I was putting on like 6, 7, 8, 782 purple coats, it's because this is going to be covered in clear glass. And we're going to expand it out. This little bit's going to get expanded to the size of a size 4 golf ball. I mean, soccer ball.
Hello.
So if I don't have that many coats on, it's going to become really transparent. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Right now, at this point, I think there still will be a little bit of transparency, but I think that's going to be beautiful. So we're going to stick with that right there. And I want it to be a nice, strong, it's a really low size grain so that it's a beautiful full coating of orange. Then when you get these on here, the focus point's going to be those beautiful cane on the ribs of the pumpkin.
You're doing great, Chris.
Nice work, Chris. He's doing it, folks. Keeping those canes warm. Little puff of air. It's a little harder to get that pipe up in the air because the thing's a monster.
Yeah, I can't use that pipe.
And some people would say, why would you, on a heavier piece, get a heavier pipe out? Are you just trying to build muscle or something?
And
Did they
answer's
put
yes.
that? Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes. Look at these guys. They're all muscle builders. Hunga.
No, that's not why. I mean, if that's an offset of making big pumpkins, that's cool. I'm all for it. I don't like going to the gym, but I do like blowing glass. The reason we do that is because it offsets the weight of the glass, and when you're sitting on the bench and you're turning the pipe with one hand like this, there's more mass, there's more surface area to be turned. If I was working with something the size of like a, the size of like a, I don't know, something really small, I wouldn't be able to turn the pipe at all, folks. I hope that makes sense in everyone's brain there.
That did.
Because I didn't really break it down
I
too
know.
well.
I'm like, wait a
but-
second. I'm not sure what you said there.
You got me thinking about it, Jake. We just had our big pumpkin fest over the weekend.
Yeah.
And Sunday, I was talking to like a live audience while we were making pumpkins, and I think Chris was making a real jumbo pumpkin. And I told the crowd that pumpkin probably weighed between 2 and 3 tons. And I
That was
saw a
right.
little kid in the crowd, and his eye contact really just
He was
had
like,
me thinking he was like, "That's so much."
I want to
I
live
remember you
that
saying
much.
that. Would you cool me down after this, Gather?
Yeah.
I remember you saying that. You had me laughing.
The photographer was
writing up
taking
cuss words.
pictures, and she's like, 3 people laughed, which means everyone else was super seriously thinking.
It's tough being filmed, and it's tough doing experimental shows, and performing with the glass because there's so much going on.
You got to crack a joke.
You
Every
gotta
now and
crack a
then.
joke, but you get so focused. It's like, geez.
Well, even the viewers get
Beautiful.
focused.
You want another go at it?
I think it feels just incredible.
Okay.
Thank you. Now look how far up I could hold the pipe because of what Oliver just did. That is that leverage distribution super situation. Yeah. That's right. It's a good comment from Chris. He said, remember when we put the mold away that it's super hot. You always know in the glass shop, anything metal, you don't just grab it. You tap it a couple times with your hand, see if it's hot. Just like the table over here, you don't just sit right on the marber table. We could have just casted a giant puddle of glass on there, and you could actually have your butt cheek stick and completely meld to the marber.
Well, with these synthetic clothing, I think your clothing would just like melt on it.
Yeah, I got a hole in this guy from a couple weeks ago.
Glass blowers should always wear
instantly
cotton
touched.
clothing. So it just catches fire and just blows up. I guess you could wear wool.
So again, this is the first canned pumpkin of the year. There's nothing small about it. We're going large and we're going jumbo for the big show here. And we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna get it straightened up a little bit more here, get the bubble all lined up correct. There's two styles of cane pumpkin. There's the melted in cane, and there's the texturous cane. I'm gonna get this thing screaming hot, and I'm shooting for the texturous cane. If all else fails, I can squish it in if need be, but
You want the texture.
we want the texture,
That's
folks.
the intention.
The intention, that's right. Beautiful handle on this pipe. I love it so much. You get so much traction and turning ability. And I'm coming in now, Dad. Here we go.
This is a one-shot deal.
Down to the bottom.
Success.
Off it up.
What?
Flashy, flashy. Got him. Now the trick is not heating up. It's just like a sugar pumpkin. Not heating it up too much. Just getting the right amount of heat to get them squished in, get them lined up together. Push this down like this. We got the perfect amount of cane on there.
Holy bajoli, you got it first try.
First things first.
Slow it down.
Can't slow down. Gotta super speed it. Thanks, Oliver. That's great thinking ahead. If I were to roll it one more time, I'd have a big chunk of color in one spot that we didn't plan on. So I'm gonna start on the tip here, Oliver, and have just a little bit of air going at once in the beginning. Blow. Stop. I'm gonna tighten it up. Turn the other way. Good. Turn back.
Woo-wee.
One more heat, yep. Now that is a cool looking piece.
Why don't you put it in the box?
Because I'm gonna have to make this pumpkin. Hopefully it doesn't explode by the time we finish this up.
Well,
Now we did
That's
that
kinda-
move
Alrighty.
for a clean termination
living
point.
on the edge right there.
Yes, exactly. Blow light. Got our nice, smooth, beautiful paddle. We did catch Oliver gnawing on the end of this last week. Blow. Turn a little faster, stop.
Woo-wee.
It's a hottie. I'm pulling. Blow light. Stop. All right, I got it. Thank you.
Carol says this one is an arm burner.
A what?
Yeah.
An arm burner?
A worm burner?
Arm.
Burner.
Well, a worm burner is a cool thing too.
All right.
That is an arm sizzler. It's true. That's why Michelle was in there as the fourth person with the paddle. I think I got her. Thank you. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna hold it up, let it squat, give it a little more.
That's the classic glass blowing pose.
tighten it down one more time. I want this to break off easy. I got our sharp jacks. Boom. Nice.
The cool thing about these virtual shows too is that you can
It's pretty cool.
go back on YouTube and you can always like pause the recording to really get a look at the pattern.
Give me 1 sec.
Or the shape. This was
Could do
our
that,
shirt for
orange
this
on the
year.
right. Yep.
Glass Pumpkin Fest. We change up the design every year. Carrie, I'm so happy that you won
Oliver,
today.
would you slide that piece into the box? Slide it on a paddle and toss it in the box?
Yeah.
Just don't hold it up next to your eyeball.
Okay. I can actually probably put this in number 2.
The bigger the pumpkin gets, the more that the timing and the heating really matters. I got that lined up just right.
It's so fun when it spins fast, the different pattern it gets. It's kind of like our cactuses, which you guys will see in the spring. Ooh, we could do cane
Try to
cactuses.
rotate that so that's facing me a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Sick, thank you. It's our GA stamp. Thanks, Oliver. And this is it, folks. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of color into one pumpkin. We're going to put the perfect stem on it right here.
If you
that's
were
a lot of time you're saying, but that doesn't even account for
making the
making
cane.
the cane.
Making the what?
The cane.
That's true, too. 100% true.
So if you are new to our show, on Thursday we do this thing called an annealer reveal, and we take out the finished pieces and we go over with them on the show so we can show you. The colors are not correct right now because they're too hot. So on Thursday, if it's Jake, if it's Robin, if it's Chris, Oliver, any one of us will go over the live things that were made live on the show, and you can check them out. So remember, there is a contest to win tonight, and you can send your answer to E, the letter E like an elephant, news at glassacademy.com. How do you like your pumpkin curls? Do you like the super big loop? Do you like 5 curls, 7 curls, wrapped around the top curls, dripping down the side of the piece curls, big loop, little loop?
Thanks, Oliver. Super important third man in the process to be able to cool down that body there, because it will keep dripping, and then you take it away and it alters the stem as you're walking into the box.
Yeah.
But that thing just turned out beautiful. Look at that. Little iridescence on there. Amazing.
So I think next up we changed out the scene of the table, and we've got some drinkware on it. So my question is, do we do pumpkin drinkware next?
Nice spot. There we go. Man, good job, guys.
Every glass shop needs to have a tree in the forest.
Well,
How's your arm feel?
pretty good.
Yeah?
What do you think of the cane pumpkins?
That was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. I'm glad that I knew what was going on when you took down a little bit first to get that clean termination.
Super cool, and that's a super important part of the process, and it'll be a cool little leftover piece for sure that you guys will see.
All right, you want to go over the table, the final set?
Sure, let's take a look. Table number 3 you're talking about?
Table number 3.
All
You
right.
see the gallery behind us. And this is the final round of items on this specialty show tonight. And I thought maybe we could end with some drinkware.
Absolutely. This is some top-notch product, folks. We're going to talk about the giveaway. Perhaps this next drinkware piece will be that giveaway. I'm not sure, but look in the sunlight.
There's so much sunlight.
Look in the sunlight in this. It's coming up on 8 o'clock here out in Michigan. This beautiful sunlight, talking about these LEDs that we have in our amazing gallery. This one I was specifically talking about. I hope the mics aren't cutting out on you, but look at the sugar on there, that texture. Huh? Are they cut?
Come this way.
Too far.
Come this way.
Too far, folks.
Take it with you.
Sugar over here
Take it
too.
with you.
All right, I'll take it with me.
Why don't we take one of the goblets to the gallery?
This one? This one? How about this one?
All right.
A lot of beautiful goblets. We got no pumpkin mugs, so we might have to make a pumpkin mug here. So it's got to be front of the table. Folks,
That's
this
cool.
is only our third show with the mobile camera that has even better camera quality than our super expensive camera we had before this.
And
As
we
long
were
as this doesn't
tethered
poke
to
me in
that
the eye,
table.
I'm going to be okay.
We only could go 10 feet from that table, so
Yeah. Now we can
we've-
walk around anywhere we want.
Yeah, pretty cool.
But this is Pumpkin Drinkware, folks. We specialize in drinkware here. We've got a lot of it on our website. We do a lot of custom orders. Every week, we have the potential to do custom orders. So come back and watch us next week, 6 to 8. We stream every single week on YouTube and Facebook. And it's a theme to each week as well. This week is obviously pumpkin themed. I'm going to put this right here. We've made our 3 pumpkins so far. This next piece is going to be the giveaway. Are we all in confirmation?
Yeah, we got a little housekeeping. Beth, you want to do housekeeping while they decide who's doing what?
Let me get some colors out, and we're going to figure out the actual plan. We'll draw this one up the way we're supposed to do it, put some serious intention behind this next beautiful piece. It'll be given away. If you guys haven't entered the giveaway already, we'll tell you how to do that in 1 second, so stay tuned. But I think Beth has some sweet notes, some housekeeping for you guys on what's going on at the Glass Academy.
And try that again. Hello, everybody. I've got 2 winners this week, one for the $25 gift card and one for that beautiful flutter vase that was made last week. Let's see. Let me grab it real quick.
Should we grab it?
Yeah, it's just right over here, so let me grab it.
They're getting the right tools out, getting the bench set up. Okay, back to Beth.
I'm back. So, this beautiful vase that the guys worked on last week.
So good. Show us the underside, like the leaves towards us. Very cool. 3 leaves.
Very
so that's
nice.
what it sits
Got
on.
a nice purple lip wrap on here.
So it could be a vase. It could be a sundae holder.
It's true.
All of the above.
So, the question that we asked last week.
So this is what we're talking about, the e-news at Glass Academy. You still have time to enter today's giveaway, which is what they're making next.
So the question we asked last week for our $25 gift card, we had a lot of fun answers. I think we were asking about types of houses. I don't have the question on here.
Okay, because we were asking what type of house do you live in? Because
There
I
we
was
go.
making a glass house. So it was like condos, townhouses.
Perfect. So we had a lot of fun ones. Even somebody said a plain old 50s ranch house in the burbs. Our winner said they grew up in a ranch with a slab, had a ranch on a slab built, but now we're in a 2-story colonial with a basement with a front porch and a back deck. So a lot of detail there.
That's kind of interesting because if you're living on a slab and you didn't have a basement, Michigan, we have basements, but not everywhere does.
Not everybody does. So our winner for that $25 gift card from our Sunday e-news is Diana Beck.
Woohoo!
So congratulations, Diana. You should be getting that in your email, so keep an eye out for that.
Lovely.
Our question we asked during our live show last week for the giveaway was, what does your glass pumpkin signify to you? And we had some fun answers. We had somebody say that they've only ever bought 1 pumpkin from us. It was at Runfest this year, but it's their perfect forever pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple people comment on the signature pumpkin this year about the glory of the Great Lakes and how very cool that looked. Our winner said their pumpkin is part of their fall decorating and it just adds beauty to their home. So congratulations to Lynn Melnick.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Lynn.
What did Lynn win?
Lynn won
The piece?
the piece.
This one?
Absolutely.
This crazy harvest piece right here?
So Lynn, you're going to get an email from Donna about how to either come in and pick that up if you're local or how to just pay for the shipping. Our pieces are totally free giveaway as always, but we do just have you cover the shipping, which is pretty awesome. So congratulations to Diana and Lynn, and I'll let you guys get back to it.
It's super cool. And did we let them know how you enter to win this next piece we're making?
We didn't talk about it just now, we've talked about it. So to enter to win this piece that we're making, where you're going to send your answer to a question to enews@glassacademy.com. And what's our question for the week, Jake?
Let me show you the question. It's right here. It's an email, folks. You email it to us. How many curls make the perfect stem? Wrapped tightly or trailing down the side. Enter today to win this piece that we're making right now. Every week we give away a piece. That's 237 pieces to date, if not more. And that's how you do it. enews@glassacademy.com. With the new tech, do we have the ability to put that on the screen, or are we still working on that?
Not today.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got a
Typically
little
I can,
glitches.
not today.
So we're still upgrading. We're still in the loops of a new technological situation.
We got the logos off the screen and it messed with our ability to do other things. So
We're doing
That's
what
all
we
right.
can.
We're live. We got great
We
cameras
are.
and audio. I don't think there's anything more than live glass blowing people want to see.
There
Oliver,
it is.
what makes your perfect curl, Oliver?
What's the perfect curl to me?
Yeah.
It's the taper. It's like the change in diameter size.
Okay.
That is like, I am trying so hard to get that on all the pumpkin curls I help make. Is you start with something that's real big in diameter, and as it comes up for the big loop, it slowly gets thinner and thinner and thinner until you get to a little teeny tiny piece to tag back onto the pumpkin.
How many loops do you like?
Me,
Yeah, dude, tell us your loop preference.
it's got to be between 8 and 10. I like a lot of
A lot of
loops.
loops.
I
All
was
right.
gonna ask you guys.
You weren't going to ask us what our favorite loops
I
were.
wasn't gonna ask you what your favorites or how many you like. But when these answers come in, what do you think the biggest number we'll get from our audience on how many loops they like?
That's a good question.
Like, do you think we're gonna get someone who's like, I like 105?
Are we putting any bets behind the... are we putting any, like, in-staff bets on this right
I don't
now?
want to twist anyone's arm, but I'd be very up for the challenge of that.
I'm trying to think. We've got some extra curls over there. We
Ow.
could pick one winner for
Chris
a
just
curl.
said that's hot, and I just stabbed my leg into it. Anyway,
All right, so yes, we still use chalk and draw on the ground. Ann Arbor, where we live, has this chalk artist that draws like cool things coming out of the cracks
Way
in the cement
cooler than
and
I'm
stuff.
drawing.
It's really cool. But Jake's drawing some leaves here on the side of a pumpkin mug, it looks like, doing a little shading. Whoever wins this piece can take a screenshot of the picture and then hold it up and take a picture of themselves. And if you don't know, we do have a Glass Academy Addicts page. What does that mean? That means there's a group of folks that follow the Glass Academy, and they really enjoy the stuff that we do, and they post different glass videos. They post pictures of the glass in their home, cocktails in their drinks, pumpkins on their mantles, snowmen on their counters. So Glass Academy Addicts, it has nothing to do, we do not run that page. You have to answer a couple questions to get in to this
You have
group.
to answer like a pop quiz to get in.
You
Exclusive.
do, and
I
they might
didn't
have
know
to
that.
change some of their wordage if one of the questions relates to something that happened a while ago.
yeah, one of our old shop cats.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, we've got Pammy Hughes to the rescue right now, and she
Pammy.
typed out the giveaway question and where to send it in a comment, and I've got that pinned right now just so you guys can see that, since I don't have the ability to put it on the screen. So thank you so much, Pammy, for doing that.
That's a beautiful
That's
representation of the Glass Academy Addicts for you.
And Pammy's from Australia, if I'm remembering correctly,
sure
right?
is.
She came to us from Sticky Lollies or vice versa. She's over in Australia. We've exchanged some work, and she's the top fan of the Glass Academy.
I got a million things to say, and I know you want me to get blowing glass right now, but the last thing I'll say since I brought this out is that Bess is going to be helping us getting our sweet new plaques made with dirty finger glass.
I was going to say, those are so fingerprinty.
You got to have glassboard dirt on everything in the shop here, folks. But those plaques are for the supporters of our Evolution event. We're putting a bar into our studio. Everyone who is a VIP member, YouTube VIP member of our channel, $5 a month, all kinds of perks, will get a plaque in the studio, in-house, as a supporter of the Glass Cat. I'm going to the glassblowing area.
All right,
While
so
he's getting that gathered, I want to point out here real quick with his drawing that me and Jake have a completely different philosophy on our drawings. I have just a very get it on the ground, quick and dirty, get your intentions down. But I absolutely love that Jake goes so far as to get the shading in on every little thing and like really capture the 3D effect of all the pieces that he's going to be making. Maybe I need to step up my shading game.
I think perhaps.
You know what? I will say he went to the Rudolf Steiner School, and if anyone knows that school and its philosophy, it was like, do you guys remember that TV show Fame or the movie Fame, where they're like playing musics and dancing in the hall and all those things?
Okay.
The Rudolf Steiner School are kind of like that with art. They do dance and music and drawing and sketching and studying famous artists and science. And because of that, they did a lot of drawing, so
It's fun.
it's fun.
But it also really helps, and it helps your assistant, it helps the team to know what's going on a piece when you draw it on the floor. I really like to do that. If we're making anything out of the ordinary, it's necessary to do that kind of thing, and especially on shows like this. I like to show you guys the process. One thing I don't know if we've talked about is every single piece that we've sent into the box to cool down overnight is going to be done tomorrow, Thursday, in Detroit, Michigan time, wherever you guys are watching from, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm so proud of you.
Just takes a minute.
Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock. We do live the anneal reveal, sometimes live, sometimes not. And we show off all the products that were made on the show. So if you guys want to see, this is a tough one because every piece we've made is in orange so far. So it's really hard to see the true vibrancy of the color. If you want to see that, sign up, subscribe to our channel, get some reminders going, or just join us back at 3 o'clock on Thursday, and we're going to talk through each piece and give you a little rundown of what we think about it.
Going into the one next to the hot one that he just did the jumbo piece in.
Yeah, I totally burned my leg on that one, too.
Because this is a smaller piece, you don't need to go in the big mold. You saw it's less glass. How many out there are glass blowers? Give a shout out. If you blow glass for a hobby, for fun, for your day job, give us a holler. This is the point where Jake's getting tired.
Tired?
Yeah, like your extra energy kicked in before the last burst of energy.
Come on, get long.
One thing you
Well-
may or may not know about our pumpkins is $2 for the sale of each pumpkin went to an organization. We like to bring awareness to different
Beautiful.
organizations we support. This year, it was the Clean Water Fund. This protects our waters, our drinking waters, both here in Michigan and around the U.S. To date, we have almost $300 we've raised from the sale of our pumpkins this year. So thank you, everyone, for allowing that to happen and working with us to create that.
I'm real happy with who we chose to partner up with for this charity. I'm really happy with the work that they do.
Pretty darn cool. It's been really cool reading about their stuff, and it's a beautiful thing, designing a signature product every year. Hold on, my brain can't do 5 things at once.
So holiday, we have our holiday
Well,
that
light.
will be coming in December. So if you guys know an organization that you'd like us to be part of or feature on the show, they don't even know that we're doing this. We usually mail them a check after the event when we're done making all the pumpkins, and they have no idea who we are or that we talked about them on our live show.
Super rookie move on my part here. Picking a color pattern that I couldn't reheat the bottom to blow it out anymore. I want that texture on there. So the fact that I didn't give myself a pattern that you could heat up the bottom and stretch it out without melting it, changing the color pattern it's a rookie move, but
Rookie.
we got the shape there.
Let's run it.
Let's run it.
Are you a rookie?
It just took, I always say it, you never like to force the glass, and you saw me using the tweezers there with a little bit of intensity, so I didn't really like that, but We got to our final stage here. There's no blemishes on it.
You ready for leaf?
Triple leafer.
All right.
Was that a Wookiee move?
Wookiee move?
Isn't that like a Star
from
Wars,
Star Wars?
character?
I don't know if anybody knows what Star Wars is out there.
Fine. All right, Oliver's in the back gathering the glass. We have 2 tanks of glass. One is clear and another one is recycle, where we recycle our scrap glass and add some metals into it and make it this really cool blue. We call it second design.
Heads up.
Me,
So
Michelle.
any glass like this curl was made with that blue from earlier today. And we do this great
Not too
line
dark
of all
either.
these blue drinking glasses.
So we're going to start by sculpting 3 leaves that are going to come up the side on each one. 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll do 3 leaves coming off the bottom that this piece will stand on. And there's a lot of technique involved in the leaves that I've really only been doing leaves kind of my whole life, as my dad has and as my mom has, and they've been a part of the Glass Academy line. But I'd really say only up until a couple weeks ago when Chris and I spent some time in the shop together, late on a Monday night working on them, and I got a couple extra pointers from them, and it really just took my leaf production to an extreme place. What happened?
I turned the camera vertical. Sorry, everyone. It was just like, oh, it will fit the frame better if I turn the camera this way.
Tuck that up a little bit more, tuck that up a little bit more. Leaf number 1.
All right,
Now
so
it's
this
kinda
was the
looking like a
giveaway from
football.
last week. And there's
Like a little football leaf
oh,
that we
come
get
on,
to
focus,
open it
camera.
up.
there's
Did
what
you
the
say
leaf looks like.
footballish?
Yeah, footballish.
Footballish? Oh yeah,
Probably
nice
neat.
flip around. I saw that move. Yeah, I'll probably need one more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more glass.
But he brought it over so hot and correct. Look at how perfect that squish just went. I'm like, snip, 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 snip. Snip, snip, snip.
The reason
Snip,
if I ask
snip.
if there's any glass blowers in here, because these are some really cool techniques, it's totally worth watching our show just to understand some of the things. If you haven't done it, you can learn from what we're doing.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I was trained in glass blowing, people would not share any information. It's called stealing with your eyes. It was definitely a thing.
And that was back before they even had...
Cavemen.
No, before they even had social media. And now we're out here like... Now we're out here
Cavemen
like,
did not
yeah.
have social media.
Tammy says, Jake, if you don't listen to the sound effects that Chris makes every time he makes a
You're right. Who said that? Pammy. You're so right. I knew I was missing something. No wonder that one's a little shorter and that one's a little taller. I think honestly one of the trickiest things for me is splitting a football into 3 parts when I'm looking at it horizontally. I can never get it perfectly lined up between the 3 leaves.
You know what you can do is you can mark your pipe.
I could mark the
Mark
pipe.
your
it's
pipe
true.
with chalk in 3 lines. They stay, they don't burn off, and then you line it up with that.
This is true.
See all those techniques, man? Here at the Glass Academy, we know it all.
Boom. 5 cuts on each side. I'm gonna pull it down.
So
to
I think
match
he's
the other
doing
ones.
3 up and then 3 down, like it's standing on 3 leaves.
Precisely.
So the mugs that are on the table,
Nice.
they're priced at $198.
And I might
Once
have
you
enough
see
here
the
to-
teamwork that
do
goes
it.
into this, understand how much equipment is used, the color. I've had people say, oh, I wouldn't buy something like that expensive.
I'll take that.
But it totally validates handcrafted in America, because look at how much time this is taking. And I will say he makes it look easy, even though Jake has relatively young years of glass blowing. He grew up with Chris watching him. He for sure picked up a lot of stuff on his path. And some people, it's like a musician. Sometimes people have really good hand-eye coordination, and they're just gifted at doing the process.
I'm a little nervous about the top part of this piece. And we've been making these pumpkins, they're a faster product, and you don't necessarily have to worry. And all this length of time I'm putting on these leaves on the very bottom, this part up here is cooling down really fast. So the longer we work on these leaves, the more chance there is that that could have some sort of treachery.
Well, don't you have a torch next to you?
There is a torch next to me. I could potentially use it. That
We've
doesn't
had a
just
couple
fix
people
everything.
in the comments asking if we teach classes.
Gonna have to probably do a little tiny.
So
add
here's
extra.
the idea about classes. We're not a school to teach you how to be a glass blower. If you're local and you want to just try it, like swimming with the dolphins or something like that, yeah, come on in. We've got a table full of glasses. We do kind of a journeyman program where we work with our glass artists here, our craftsmen, and at some stage they move on to their own and become a glass artist of their own. But glass blowing you learn by doing. We do not teach people like a college would teach people. We have one-day experiences. Sometimes people think they want to be a glass blower and they come for one session. I realize the heat, the time, the energy, the investment they will need. It's about a 5-year basic program, and that's blowing glass every day, not just on the weekends. So glass blowing takes many years to learn. Some people are great and they'll be masters. Other people are good craftsmen.
Coming out nice.
They don't have ideas to come up with products, but they're great assistants. So there's many layers to this. And another way to think about it is like cooking. You can take cooking classes at your local college or restaurant. But if you want to be a chef or a master, you go to culinary school. So there are glass schools around the world that teach.
Yeah.
I can get you a fresh one.
I'd say go fresh, just with the green.
I got you.
And then there are also apprenticeship programs that you can do with various studios. Because really, this is a craft. It's learned by doing.
It's the only way.
Yeah, there's timing issues. The glass reacts different in the summer than the winter. There's so many variables, and it's nothing you can learn from a book. And YouTube is great, but you really got to get your hands on hot glass continually to understand the medium.
We're looking pretty darn good. The trick now is to get this guy, as Oliver shapes up a punny, I'm going to cool this final leaf down.
If you enjoy this show, we do have others on YouTube. Facebook, you got to scroll back quite a hot minute. But if you go to YouTube, put in @Glassblowing, it will bring you to the Glass Academy page, and that's where we have our other shows. So we have experimental
need one
shows
more
where
here.
we're
I'm gonna have to
trying new
straighten it up.
ideas. We have our live shows that we've done for the last 2 years.
Yeah, you want to join us every week because we probably have about 100 different products that we make, and you want to see all that action. This is our sizer upper here. I think we're perfectly straight, to be completely frank.
So
Are
is
we
anyone
frank or are we
wondering, like
straight?
I am, like how can he put that on the ground and not have it crack?
All right, let's do it.
Does anyone know the answer? He can do that because glass is still too hot. This is like, remember when we did the rocket ships?
Yeah.
This is like rocket ship ability. Or a seed pod. Kind of looks like a cacao pod.
It does. It kind of looks like something that like wouldn't need a handle. It definitely looks cacao potty, and it's kind of like I want to like open it up and have it be a ceremonial cacao
Could you
bean
do one
holder.
big cacao leaf for the handle?
One big leaf?
All right, our shows go from 6 to 8. At 8 o'clock, we all turn into pumpkins and
Thank you.
the camera goes dead.
Okay.
Just kidding.
We're gonna
We'll
skip
finish
the
this
wrap,
piece
but I'm gonna
off.
try
You
and-
still have time to enter the contest
I'm gonna try
because
and
this is
save
going to be the winning
texture.
piece.
For the same reason, again, this was just a poor. I mean, it's going to turn out just fine, but as it comes to intention and planning out the whole process, I shouldn't have gone with this really delicate textured color pattern because on both the bottom I needed to heat it up to swing it out, and the top I need to heat it up and get it ripping hot again so that I can open it up from the inside out. And already now at this point I can tell the top half has lost its texture. So it's going to be a fade from the bottom, really texturous and sugary, and then all the way up to the top where it's nice and smooth. And I guess it's probably a good thing because you won't cut your bottom lip when you're drinking your pumpkin ale out of here.
Oh, that's a good point. Sugar would be a little sharp.
Yeah, you'd probably have a sore lip by the end of the night. That's no fun. Hope everybody's in good health out there. Everybody's having a beautiful day and a beautiful life. If you're brand new to the show,
Absolutely.
it's a beautiful place to be. We don't talk politics. We just talk about beautiful artwork and the beautiful things going on in the world on a daily basis.
Which it's fall here in Michigan. The leaves are changing.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
It's so pretty outside.
I actually took a picture of a leaf yesterday
Yeah.
in my hand. I was kind of like, am I really doing this?
Yep. Because the colors are fantastic.
And then I did it.
Jake swore he'd never take a photo of a leaf.
That's what you do when you're 3 years old.
All right. This is a little bit chilly of a punny.
All right. You
So
think
be
hit it
tender
with
with
the torch
her.
a little bit
You
on
could
there?
hit it with the torch a little bit, but even more so, just be gentle when you're setting her down.
Understood.
All right, Oliver's going to babysit the piece because Jake's going to gather some glass for the handle. Now, not to frighten Oliver or anything, we'll cheer him on here.
I would appreciate some cheers. I'm gonna real quick
Go, go. The reality is when you have to watch someone else's piece and you didn't make it, it can be a little nerve-wracking.
I'm gonna confirm that it is nerve-wracking.
When I was learning how to blow glass, man, I hated that. It was like you were so nervous holding on to the piece, like, if I break it, if it falls because of me. But we're not like that here at the Glass Academy.
If it was something very solid, maybe like a gnome, I would feel better about it.
Yep.
But because this is blown glass, it's hollow, everything's thin, you have to be much more mindful of the temperatures with it. And I've had to, knowing that this moment was coming, pay attention to how Jake was heating it.
So, Oliver, what would happen if it got too hot?
If it got too hot, I would lose all the texture that Jake worked so hard here. The ribs, the sugar, the leaves, it would all just look like smooth glass. And that would be a best case scenario. Worst case scenario, this would all fold up on itself like a piece of tin foil that you let a 3-year-old have.
It has happened. We speak from experience.
Swap it up.
I'll take a flash. You drop down. Thank
Okay,
you,
now
sir.
they're going to do this flip around, and what is that about? Jake's going to have his piece so he can shape the handle.
That was a great noise.
I'm going to let go, and as you're twisting, slowly lift it up in the air.
You can use this as your handle shaper
Cool.
because I don't see it.
You want me to twist?
Twist.
Ooh! Oliver, it's yours! Free to a good
just
home.
hold on to it or something.
Take
Set
it over
on
to
the
the table.
bench.
This way, this way. Whoops.
That's it, folks. It's all done.
No!
That sucks to happen. but
That
it
sucks
does
to happen. So
Tell him what happened.
I'll tell you what happened.
That punty got too cold, it seemed like.
It was
Am I
just a
right?
little chilly, yeah. That was actually like a little strange in the way it happened.
Because the color, the punny wasn't sticking.
I think there's a couple different reasons as to why it happened, but the main reason is that the punny was a little bit cold and just that little bit of knocking the piece when normally it'd be something hard, like I mentioned to Oliver, be careful, set it down the bench, metal on metal, that little shock would knock it off of the pipe. When it's something like taking a hot molten gather and squishing it to the side of the glass, there's no tension in that, there's no popping motion, there's no ability to crack it off. So what it really means is that that punty was so barely connected on the bottom, the piece was so barely connected that just a little bit of leverage moving on the end of the pipe like that disconnected it, and it happened immediately. I don't know if you guys saw it, but as soon as we squished it, it was then on by the leaf, and then there was nothing we could do, and Oliver was holding on for dear life, but that glass was as hot as it needed to be.
I
And
didn't notice it fell off until
a little
Until a
after.
little after damage control needed to happen.
Yeah.
But I think that one's on me, though, honestly, thinking about it, because I know that you like your pumpkies cold, and I think I served that one a little bit too cold.
It was a little chilly.
No, but you know what? I think like that texture, it doesn't get the glass doesn't get a good bond on that texture.
Could be that as well.
You know
Could
what I
be
mean?
that.
If you would have done a clear bit, maybe. Either way, it doesn't bring it back.
Yep.
So what do we do for the giveaway now?
It is what it is, and now we got to do something for the giveaway?
No. But what will happen, because that was the giveaway, we can't mail them broken glass.
Yeah, we got
Well,
a lot
we
of other
could.
pumpkin mugs, and maybe we'll do, we'll give away something.
All right, so we'll pick a winner, and next week we'll have it here. If you want to see if you won, you have to come back to the gathering point next week, where Beth will have the clipboard and let you know if you've won from the gathering point show number 238 next week. We hope to see you guys here.
Sign up as a VIP, folks, and read everything on the website. We love you all.
Absolutely.
Look forward
And
to
to
seeing you.
all a good night.